Dana White says he's waiting for the outcome of Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic before booking a number one contender fight. And now, this is really, really interesting, but it does not surprise me because let's just say they book the fight that we all want. Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich. Let's just say they book another fight that we all really, really want in Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane. These are both really, really good fights. Main event a UFC fight night for sure. That's an easy main event. Number one contender versus like number 3 in Tom Aspinall. But what if Jon Jones retires? We're no longer able to make that Tom Aspinall Sergey Pavlovich fight. We're no longer able to make the Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane fight. And if Jon Jones retires and we didn't make the Tom Aspinall fight with Gane or Sergey Pavlovich, well, now we have a perfect opportunity to do Tom Aspinall, Sergey Pavlovich for the belts. Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the belts. And even more money, pay-per-view sales, all of that good stuff. And it's a smart thing for Dana White to be saying and for Dana White to be thinking, in that he's not going to rush and make a Tom Aspinall fight right now because Jon Jones very well could retire. Maybe he doesn't. And we give Sergey Pavlovich his title fight, which he rightfully deserves. And again, if Jon Jones retires, UFC is going to be like, all right, good thing we waited right there. Now we'll give Sergey Pavlovich his shot. And we'll do Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall to kind of determine that next contender. But even then, there's a risk. Even then, there is a risk. Because guess what? Say Jon Jones beats Stipe. All right, cool. Now, the number one contender is Sergey Pavlovich. He's not going to fight Cyril Gane. Again, they do Sergey Pavlovich, Jon Jones. Then there is still risk for Jon Jones retiring. And thus, a Cyril Gane versus Tom Aspinall fight would be wasted. It would be wasted because say Jon Jones retires and we do Tom Aspinall, Cyril Gane, what are we going to do for the vacant title now? Are we going to do Tom Aspinall versus one of the guys that Jon Jones has just beaten? Because the UFC does not like to do that when it comes to their vacant belts. They like to get guys that the champ that is retiring has not beaten. So it all comes down to when will Jon Jones retire? Does he retire at UFC 295? Does he say, I want to fight one more time? And if so, do they give Sergey the shot? Do they give Tom Aspinall the shot? What are they going to do in that situation? Let's just say he wants to fight 2 more times. That'd be perfect. Because then he could fight Pavlovich and maybe win that one. Then he could fight the winner of Cyril Gane, Tom Aspinall. There's a lot of things that could possibly happen in the top echelon, upper echelon of the heavyweight division. That is all kind of at stake for UFC 295. Because we don't know if Stipe is going to go out there and win. We don't know if Jones is going to go out there and get knocked down around number 1. There's so many crazy things that can happen at UFC 295. So Dana White saying he's going to just, dude, I'm going to wait. I'm not going to book any of these fights because for all I know, these fights getting booked could be a detriment in terms of if Jones retires or if he doesn't retire or something like that. They could have done a lot of different things. So smart move by Dana White, but that does mean do not expect to be getting any heavyweight announcements between Sergey Pavlovich, between Tom Aspinall, or between Cyril Gane. Do not expect any announcements with those 3 men in the next few months, up until November, UFC 295. So we're going to have to wait a little bit, but I guess it's good in the meantime because we could get Jones versus one of those guys or a vacant title between one of those 3 as well. What are your thoughts about the heavyweight debacle kind of happening right now? What do you guys think is going to happen? Thoughts down below.